friendly media manager from Moobitmedia, gamerdads.co.uk, all the other lovely stuff. Continuing the how to play Super Paper Mario Wii game guide come series. This is the first level 1, World 1, World 2 and World 3. We've just completed World 2 in the previous video. You can click the link below to watch that. And before we start World 3, what you have to do is you earn pure hearts as you complete each world. And the more pure hearts you get, according to the plot, you've got this little sort of paper hub world thing going on that's got like a black hole thing in the background, as you can see for the windows there. But once you've got the pure heart, you have to find a receptacle to put it in, which opens up the door to the next world before you can move along. So that's what we're doing here. I'm just showing you how to find the receptacle for the World 2 hearts to open World 3. And you start at the old man's house as you're sort of beginning the video. Go into 3D and you'll find there's a hidden path to the right or out of the screen, if you will. Then you end up here, go through the bits you've just seen on the screen right now. And in the previous World 2, you've got another sprite called Slim that makes you turn sideways, like that. So you go through this gap, back into the 2D plane, and walk into there. And there is your pure heart little pillar receptacle thing, which opens up the door to World 3, which lets us continue playing the main game. Here we go. Doctor Who stuff coming on the screen. Ooh. Spoiler, I've seen the opening sequence of Doctor Who and it looks a bit like that. Yes. Anyway, there you go. There's the yellow. So you can pretty much figure out the first door is red, the second door is orange, this one's yellow. The levels are based around a rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So here's chapter 3.1 then. Let's get on with World 3. This is probably one of the best worlds in a Mario game that I've played in a while. Because I've not actually played any of the Paper Mario series before I actually started making this. And you can pick up Paper Mario Wii, which it does work on a Wii U as well as a Wii. You know, go for that. But you can pick up the Wii version of Paper Mario now for less than £10, which second hand, which, you know, is pretty good, really. Considering it's the first party Nintendo title. Well, it's a Nintendo title. It's not a first party developer, but it's a first party property, if you will. So, they usually say quite expensive, these Nintendo games. And herein is supposed to be a bit of a joke, but in a way it kind of... I'm a bit torn about this character, because it kind of alienates a stereotype of what they think nerds and games are. Or maybe it's just a bit tongue-in-cheek. So this is like supposed to be the uber nerd chameleon thing, you can see from the way he's talking. And he comes out with some funny lines and things, but it's almost like playing on that whole stereotype that, you know, being a nerd isn't cool and you look a bit idiotic. And yeah, okay, those kind of things are slightly real, but it takes a bit far, I think, in some of the things you'll see in a bit later on in the level. So he's taking your butterfly sprite that's been hanging around you since the very, very beginning of the game. But you do find the sun sprite. Now, you've got to remember to come back for this guy. Once you complete this level. I don't show this on this series, but it is. I did do that. Because of course you can replay all the levels and things to your heart's content. So he's going to tell you where the fort is. All the way down. Then he's going to tell you all the different levels. Come back and tell me how you did it, and he gets back in the bush. So do go back and see him once you've completed World 3. Onto sort of the standard Mario sort of side-scrolling bits. As you probably figured out by now, you go to 2D. Now, you've seen this setup on Mario games. Hitting a turtle shell and it goes down, hitting lots of enemies on the way. Ding, 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 ding. It's pretty cool. And they drop a little power-up for you. How'd you get past this pipe? Well, you do that. Makes that block appear. At this point, the ladders in this level, in this game, are actual ladders. Obviously, in traditional Mario games, they're little vines that go up. So, don't know why they've made them actual ladders this time, but there you go. There's two things to do on this part of the level. The first part is the best part of the game. Here we go. Turned into an 8-bit Mario. With the original sound effects and things. I love this bit. It's so cool. Here we go. Yeah. Doink. There you go. So that's that bit. The idea is you turn in, go back to the door. You don't have to do that first. You can do that second if you want. Go back to the door you just came out. It came out of when you first came on this section level. Turn into Peach. I suppose you can turn. You can use Mario if you want. But I like to use Peach when doing long jumps and things because she can float. You end up on the background, as you do on some of the other levels you might have seen on this PlayGuide. Jump across the hills. As you probably noticed when you first came out the door, there's a thing in the background. There it is. There you go. You don't have to collect that. You don't have to go left on the level to collect that. But it, you know, it's quite good. You can just go to that last door there, where I grew giant, and just go straight in that last door if you want, and it brings you to this section. This is where it spins it on its head. What will the turtle turn into? Of course he does. Now, this bit was a bit long-winded for me. The turtle does chase you on this, but when he's smashing the blocks, he does release another star, which you do have to collect to become big yourself, which you'll see in a second. But I missed the star the first time round, but there you go. There it is. Run away! Run away! The star's a bit in a block a bit lower down, actually. I was too busy running away. So it's going to damage you if you let him get to the edge of the thing without getting a star yourself. Ta-da. But nothing too horrific. Only 4 points. I'm like, okay, maybe I can use a bomb to blow him up. But it actually has released a star that's bouncing around the level, and I find it randomly in a minute. There it is. Epic Godzilla Fight! Here we go! It's like kaiju fighting, you know? Or Power Rangers, robot-y, giant fighty robots, only with 8 big pixels, and what's not to love about that? There we go. 1-8 and he's down. That's it. So you go destroy the rest of the level if you want. And just hit the switch once you've shrunk. Fall between the red pipes. But backwards, of course. There you go. Now what you can do on this level, now you've been watching this, you don't have to do all that. You can just fall straight between the red pipes on the first level if you want. Now you know that's what you need to do. That's just, you go through all that just to get the clue of where to go. But anyway, you go back to the very, very, very first section of the level. You remember climbing up that ladder? Just after the ladder, you can skip all of that if you want, when you first come on the level, if you want to cheat and just to skip a load, just fall between these pipes. There we go. Best part of the game. This is an exact copy of level 1.2 on the original 8-bit NES Mario, as you can see here. Same music, same everything. Absolutely brilliant. This is This is just the best part of Paper Mario. This is the best level. Love it. I am old school. You can hear me in the back. I saw the microphone turned on when I was recording this. I forgot to mute it. Yeah, I'm laughing. So thinking, can you do the level skip by going across the top of the level? Yes, you can. Well, that means is there a warp pipe like there is in the original game? There you go. There is even a warp zone, Moobit. You can just go in the second pipe. Don't be tempted to go in the last one because that'll just walk you back to the beginning of the level and you have to start again. Go in the second pipe. Save your progress. Okay. This is where it gets interesting. Excuse me. A bit of a cold today. Not quite man flu, but it's getting there. And this is where you gain, eventually you gain another character to play as. Now, of course, of all these, all games of this type, you look for the thing that's different and attack that. And as you can imagine, anything red you attack in this game. Just like any other game, you play Call of Duty or any kind of first-person shooter, there's always a red barrel randomly on a level. You shoot that, it blows everything up. So you can skip fighting all these guys just by going into the 3D plane. Watch out for the bullet bills, of course. All your favourite characters make an appearance here. Yeah. And waggle the Wii remote when you're jumping off enemies and you get extra points with that nice thing that popped up there. Put a boomer on the red X. There you go. Nice and easy, really. Not exactly rocket science, this boss battle. And you blow Bowser out of the castle and falls to the ground. I love the interplay between these. So there's lots of text to read on this game. Some of it is actually genuinely quite amusing, especially for long-term fans of the series. Why'd you always have to do that? It's like the 100th time you showed up my castle and screwed everything up. Love it. So now he challenges you to a boss battle. Pretty simple, really, as you'll see in a second. What? What are you doing? No more sequels. It's going to end right here, right now, once and for all. No more sequels. I love that. Proper, like, breaks the fourth wall in here. So he doesn't let you too near him. He starts blowing fire at you. But all you need to do is basically get a bomb next to him. So as you can see here, here's me just checking out if there's any hidden bits in the level, which there aren't. To save you the time. You can't jump on him. Boom. What you can do with Boomer as well, actually, is once you've laid him down, you press 1 once to lay him down, and rather than wait for the fuse to go, you press 1 again, and you can blow it straight up like that. So you can do that if you want. Just stand out in the way, of course. You only have to hit him a couple of times. Mario. I like the little Mario voice on this. My wife? What? So the opening sequence to this game, if you let the titles run through and you get the demo like you all do on all games, it's these two getting married, and then the main big bad of this game pops up and whizzes them off into this paper dimension, and they all end up with amnesia. But he's decided to join your party. The enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that. And you can use his fire breath, as you saw earlier on, to destroy any enemies in your way. Very useful guy to have. So here he is saying goodbye to all his minions. Hold down the fort until I return. Dole out the punishment. It's making an excuse to not come along. And they're like, party! They just have basically, they want to get rid of him so they can have a house party. I love that. There we go. And you turn into Bowser so you can play about with him. You can turn back to Mario or Peach anyway you like. But there you go. Level 3.2 is next, so I'll see you in the next video. Click the link at the end. Ta-ra!
I like to move it, bit.